Good morning, it's me, Marco, and today I'm going to talk about the rabbit hole that you can go down when you learn about a new subject in IT. So recently I've been working with a machine learning solution. I've been dedicating the last 2 years to learning about machine learning. Well, it's actually been over 2 years to learning about machine learning so that I can essentially start teaching people about machine learning. And I kind of probably was a victim of the old Dunning-Kruger effect, where you perceive your abilities way beyond what they really are until you learn about, a little more about until you learn a little more about the actual content, the actual subject, and then you figure out, oh my God, I have no idea what I'm talking about. So this all started with an idea where I was exploring some machine learning algorithms, and most of them they run in containers, right? Most of the pre-built ones they run in containers. You can have your algorithms, install them and push them into your machine without a container, but the nice thing about containers is there's so many pre-built containers that you can just download and run on your system. But lots of those containers, they have machine learning algorithms that can do GPU acceleration. Now, within containers, GPU acceleration is only available if the operating system and the containerization software supports that. So then you're stuck with Linux or potentially Mac OS. You can't do this on Windows. And so then I got into this whole thing where my Ubuntu 2004 is going to be my base operating system, and then I'm going to run Windows virtualized on top, and then lots of my training software doesn't support that, so I can't deliver training, so I got to go back to Windows or Mac OS. I'm not much of a fan of the Apple solutions, just due to their vendor lock-in that they have, due to the non-repairability. I like to build my own computers. Being in IT for as long as I've been in IT, and the number of computers that I've torn down and built, fixed and broken, I probably should be the one to build my own computer. I'm not going to be buying a vendor locked black box. So my real options are Windows or Linux, right? Another problem with Mac is that you don't really have nvidia graphics card supported, and they're still kind of the leader in the space where you look at things like how many cores you get per dollar for machine learning operations, right? The CUDA cores are just they're top of the line right now, and the support for CUDA cores is much wider. There's just not much of a difference, but that's what I wanted. That's what I was able to buy anyway, right? Right now you can't even buy graphics cards, and I lucked out and got an nvidia card. So yeah, so I'm stuck kind of dual booting some things into Linux, some things into Windows, but I really want to unify that. So I figured out, nvidia has these beta drivers that support containerization, as long as you have some specific version of Docker and some specific version of Windows Preview. So you got to join the Windows developer program and get your preview windows, and then yeah, I installed that. And don't do that for your production machine, right? So I built this whole other system now that I have sitting on the side. I got my main computer, I got my other machine where I want to really polish out the Windows containerization with GPU support with NVIDIA drivers, and I run Windows on it. I mean, I know it's a dumb idea. I should just be running Linux on that other machine and just completely run everything on Linux as is, but I was at the point where I was saying this would be an interesting thing, this would be an interesting thing to learn about, this would be an interesting sort of subject to jump into, and then I can make a training, right? Make an online training about containerization on Windows and machine learning with GPU support on Windows, something like that. Or machine learning with GPU supported containers, something like that, right? And the more I started learning about it, the more I was a victim of the Dunning-Kruger effect, where my confidence in my perceived ability to be able to do this is just plummeting at this point, right? Because as the old Aristotle saying says, until you learn about something, until you become an expert about something, you don't even know how much you don't know about the subject. So the whole Dunning-Kruger effect is where people are confident in their abilities because they just don't know the subject area, and they don't know how complicated or how much they don't even know, right? So it's the old saying goes like something like, you don't know how much you don't even know, right? And this is where I'm at, and this is one of the dangers of being overconfident in your abilities, is when you're put in a situation where your expertise is required to keep something like a production system going on, and then you hit the wall because you suddenly realize, oh my god, there is so much I don't know about this, right? There is such a gap of knowledge there. And I'm trying to figure out what would be a good way to actually develop some kind of non-specific training to just teach people how to avoid the Dunning-Kruger effect, right? How to avoid being in a situation where you have so much confidence in your abilities because you think you know everything about a certain subject, but you don't know enough about the subject to not be able to understand that you don't know enough about the subject, if that makes any sense. I've strung some words together that I don't even know if they have meaning right now. So right now I'm some sort of considering about so right now I'm sort of considering developing some kind of, you know, self-learning technique that lets you understand where you are on the scale of perceived ability versus actual ability in any field, right? Let's say you want to learn about cloud. You know, start learning about cloud and you think, oh yeah, it's just servers and network and storage, right? Nothing special. And then your perceived ability is like, yeah, I got this, right? But then in reality, you start diving deeper into cloud, and then you know, your confidence in your abilities fall once you realize how much there is to learn in cloud computing. But then there's the opposite of the Dunning-Kruger effect, is the imposter syndrome, right? Where you have the abilities, right? And your perception of those abilities is super low. You don't understand that you have those abilities because you know how much there is to learn, right? So you want to have that sweet spot between being overconfident in your abilities and being overwhelmed by the fact that you don't know everything about a certain solution, certain service, certain platform, and there is much more to learn about there. So this is something that I've been thinking about. This is something that I sort of am working on right now, in parallel, of course, with the work that I've done on the Windows ML containerized platform. So that is something to look out for. I don't know if anybody's going to be interested in picking up that kind of a training as a deliverable, as an official training. So I might just, you know, talk about these techniques here on YouTube. And I think that once I figure these techniques out, once I figure this, how to find that sweet spot, this could be super valuable to everybody, to your career, to, you know, just your learning process, the process of gaining knowledge and not being overwhelmed by how much more there is to learn. So that's something to look out for. Yeah, just a little rant that I wanted to get through. Look out for more content, and if you like my content, thank you for watching, and thank you for staying right until the end of the video. I wish you could subscribe if you wanted to. I have like 97% of people who watch my videos that aren't subscribed, so with my current user base, that would bring me into quite a large subscriber base if like maybe 10% of you 10% more people subscribed. That would be amazing, right? That would be really amazing. That would, you know, quadruple the number of subscribers I have and could help grow my channel. So yeah, again, thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video of the Walking on the Cloud series, or whatever I'm gonna do next. See ya, bye.